can you afford not to see clients in your private practice as a therapist for the next 30 days or longer? Listen, this video is not about a magical framework. It's not about making you feel bad. So, like, oh, like, but if you can't afford it, you have to sign up for this program or none of that. My desire for this episode, so you can make a decision today. You can actually identify the steps, the gaps, and identify the body of work that you actually need to create, that you actually need to make in your private practice. And the steps that you need to take, what like one simple step that you can take today is actually a mental step. And at the end of this episode, you will absolutely be able to make a clear mental step that in the long run will actually bring you to the desired outcome, the targeted outcome that you want for yourself, for your business, and for your life. So, and it starts with a decision. And the decision is simple: who you want to be. What do you want? It sounds like a very simple question, but I think one thing that graduate school doesn't prepare us for, we talk about therapy modalities, we talk about specialties, we talk about different things. And even when we go and do our supervised hours and training, one thing we don't often ask ourselves: what is my intent as a person? What do I want? Like, what do I want? And when I say what do I want, what I'm referring to this. Um, when it comes to private practice, do I want to be a business owner, or do I want to be self-employed? There's a difference. It's not just this beautiful poetic wordplay. There's a huge difference, because if you're self-employed, it's a different mindset. When you are self-employed, is that you have this, you desire a level of independence, but overall, you're more comfortable with employment type of hustle, business, practice, you name it. Meaning you have a stable paycheck, more or less. Everything is more or less predictable, and you just go go with the flow. A business owner is a person who separates their clinical part, like clinical aspect as a therapist, their therapist part, and their business owner part, because those are two different things. Because um, what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about creating asset. And if you're a business owner, then your business is an asset. But I'm going to get to it in a second. So when you are a business owner, it means that your focus is owning a business. And as a business owner, you can decide how much involvement you want to create in your business. And my formula for successful business, for successful any business, coaching business, private practice, brick and mortar, you name it, it starts with self-leadership. And this is why I say, like, what do you want? How can you be self-led? This is why my life philosophy rooted in internal family system, because this is the energy of self, right? Self-leadership. And when you bring that energy of self and self-leadership to your business, you can create a business that doesn't depend on you. It doesn't happen overnight. If you're listening to it and so, like, Eugene, listen, you cute, but tell me what to do. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know how to get there. Like, I don't like business owners is wonderful, but like, how do I'm trying to decide if I want to be on the insurance panels or not. I'm trying to decide if I'm trying to decide if, what I can pay myself, or I'm trying to decide if I'm private pay or an insurance panels, especially in this economy, especially when everything is uncertain and people sacrifice therapy with when they budget their, like their lives, right? They're like, it's not necessarily therapy is not necessarily the first thing that they say, hey, like therapy stays. Therapy is durably goes like on the cutting board when people are trying to save up money, right? Or when people try to plan for tougher times. So I get it. I get it. And uh this is why I say at the end of this episode, you just need to make a decision. You don't need to get everything figured out today, because business is business, and business is an asset. And one thing about the asset, right? One thing about the asset is not something that we can attach our self worth to. I'm going to say it again so you don't miss it. An asset, it is not something that you can or that you should attach your self worth to. An asset is an asset. If you have a house and that house, like, I don't know, makes you money, it's your Airbnb, and all of a sudden there's a natural disaster, the house is destroyed. And, like, is it sad? Yes, it is sad. Are you going to grieve that house? Yes, you are going to grieve that house. Are you going to have strong emotions about that house? Yes, you are. Are you going to think about, like, I am such a terrible human being because my fucking house was burned down because there was a natural disaster or whatever the case it was? Like, this is kind of ridiculous. But a lot of business owners and a lot of therapists, I dare say, often attach their self worth as a clinician, as a person, to their business. Like, because my private practice is not as profitable, is not as successful as I desire, as I see other people succeed, meaning I'm a bad therapist, I'm a bad person, I'm not a successful person, and it is simply not the case. Asset sometimes is destroyed by unfortunate circumstances, and with businesses open and businesses close. Businesses open and businesses close. Economy goes down, businesses open. Economy goes up, or sorry, businesses close. Economy goes up, businesses open. Simple. Has nothing to do with your self-worth. Now, back to the original question. Can you afford life to happen to you, or, like whatever it is for you, or like go through difficult life transitions running private practice? This is when you create an asset. This is when your business becomes your asset. This is when you become a business owner. Because listen, there's no right or wrong answer. You can be self-employed. And I'm in this season, like right now, listen, I will be transparent with you. I'm in this season when I'm half and half. I'm half business owner. I'm half self-employed. I'm half operating and making it like I'm able to step back. I'm able to operate. I'm able to hire somebody for organizational things in my business, maybe assistant, maybe like I don't know, like an accountant on a on one-off basis, maybe a video editor, like you name it, right? I can step back from operations because I'm a coach, I'm a hypnotherapist, I run private practice as a hypnotherapist, I run business, I run coaching business, and I do consulting. I consult consultancy work, right? So that's my business owner thing. I'm building an asset that one day when I don't feel like it, or when life is happening, or something, I need to step back and I need to regroup, and I need to have mental health year, not just day. I can afford it. Does it happen overnight? Now, partially, I'm also self-employed. I'm doing everything in anything and everything, right? I do consultants. I do consultancy work. I do paid consults. I do one-off consultations with my with therapist business owners, with other like I do little things where people hire me directly, or company hire me through, like, directly or through agencies or whatever, and I share my knowledge. I consult with nonprofits, I consult with tech companies, and like, because I do have knowledge in mental health, right? I can help. And also, I'm a licensed, registered hypnotherapist in the state of Washington. So I can do all of those things, right? And I can consult on those things. But this is kind of like self-employment part, where I can do everything. I can do multiple streams of income at the same time, and in a way that it requires a lot of operational capacity for me as an operator. So my desire is to be 100% business owner. And listen, if it doesn't happen overnight, and at the end of the day, again, what is your owner intent? What do you want? I like to be involved, right? At some level, right? I like working with people directly, one on one. I like working with organizations, like, time to time. Like, this, not necessarily my favorite work, but because they don't, like, again, like, it's a system. The system is like, it keeps homeostasis. It doesn't want to change the system theory. If you're LMFT, or if you're couples therapist, if you know family systems, you know what I'm talking about. Like, the system doesn't change, and it's really hard. And you come in, and you create those, like, wonderful systems and processes and documentation, and this is how you, like, do this, and you will be wealthy. And the system, so, you know what? Like, no, we're gonna just reduce our stuff by 50%. It's gonna be like, whatever. I digress. I went on a tangent. But you get what I mean? Like, this is creating an asset. And today, like I say, I want you to make a very simple decision. What do you want to be? Do you want to be self-employed, or do you want to be a business owner? Because if you want to be self-employed, then you're gonna move differently. Then maybe, like, paneling on multiple insurance boards, maybe at this point of your desire, is absolutely 100% way to go. And I know, listen, when you listen to business podcasts for therapists, like, there are so many different things saying different, and different, so many different wonderful therapists saying different things. Some, like, one says, hey, private pay only, you should charge, like, $400 per session. Another says, hey, like, yeah, insurance, it's, yeah, like, why not? Another says you need to be on the Insta. You get what I mean. But my approach is, like, what is your owner intent? And what you want, like, what is that self energy? What is that self leadership? And if your self energy, if your self leadership, if your desire and clarity is an energy of self, and if you clearly understand that your desire is actually be a business owner, and systems, flawed systems that don't care about well-being of your clients, such as insurance, and they, like, unfortunately, in the state where they're at right now, the policies, the codes, the, like, all of the things, they're made for and they're made by lawyers, by policymakers, not by licensed clinicians. And if those systems don't serve you in the long run, then here's your decision. Maybe you're not able to quit and drop insurance panels right now, but if you already know what you want, you can put your intention, you can set your intention today. Like, you don't have to do anything radical. You don't have to redesign your entire private practice. You don't have to repivot and like reimagine everything. You don't have to hire 10 other therapists and create an agency or a group practice. All you need to do today, right now, is decide, I am self employed. I will do, like, my goal is to find the most flexible, the most profitable hustle where I can deliver my services. I can maintain personal freedom. I get paid. I go home. I am happy. Like, no more, no less. Or I want to build something that can sustain me, right? And when you're a business owner, you can actually build multiple businesses because you are not in an operation, because you are not in day to day, in the nitty gritty. Like, you are hiring people. You're creating more wealth, and wealth is not money. Wealth is value. And you creating economy. You hiring other therapists, or you hiring other people who can provide for their families. So again, this is the money story, right? When you are a business owner, when you are ethical, purpose driven, value driven business owner, and you are in the position to hire people, you are in the position to invest in other organizations, when you are in a position to provide people who need your service the most, even maybe offer pro bono services, then the flood's open. Maybe you are at this level when you can supervise other therapists, and you can hire associates for your agency, or maybe you create your group private practice and you help other therapists to become better therapists, also by being a better supervisor for them, so they can learn from you, so they can be a better therapist. So, and they're also earning their wages, their money, doing what they love, and people are getting services that they deserve, want, and need. This is the beauty of being a business owner. But if this is not what you want, that's fine. There's no right or wrong answer. What I want you to do today is simply decide. It's simply decide. And the business portion, right? If you're getting bogged down, like, Eugene, how can I hire people if I can pay myself? Or, Eugene, it's so complicated. Like, I'm not trying to convince you that everything that you need to do right now, like, has to happen at the end of this episode, or even at the end of this year, even at the end of next year. You are making a decision, and you start building foundational pieces. And if you need support on the business side, like, how do I market? Like, where do I market? How do I build my private practice? What is the business support? This is a business skill. This is the business acumen. And you can absolutely hire a consultant, a coach, a person who can come to your practice and help you with that. And I just happen to do exactly that. And in my practice, when I work with therapists, when I work with experts, like, first of all, working with therapists is very personal to me, because, again, if you don't know my origin story, I was a therapist. I was a clinical psychologist in Moscow, Russia, and such a harmful money story kind of like turned me away for a second from therapy. And when I started building my business, when I start seeing what is possible in business, I'm like, holy shit, therapists can absolutely make money. This is a lie that was sold by grad school. This is a lie that was sold by our supervisors. This is a lie that was sold by toxic therapists who have fucked up money story and say, hey, like making money is evil, making money is gross. Like we're not here for the money. And we're not thinking about money is greedy. No. If we're not resourced, we cannot be resourceful. If my husband goes to emergency room and I understand that that medical bill will wreck my financial stability and my safety is on the line, how can I show up in a session with a client and be a good therapist and be a good clinician when my life is all over the place and my safety is all over the place because I'm not financially resourced. And when I'm not financially resourced, when I'm not financially safe, I cannot be that resourceful therapist for the client. And also, if I'm not okay with the money, if I'm not okay with my money story, how can I show up with a client who is making more money than I do? And they're working on their money story and they're working on their money wounds. How can I be that? How can I be present for them? And I'm getting emotional because this is y'all, this is personal. And this is why I created coaching container. It's one-on-one container. It's not group containers. You work with, I work with you side by side. Listen, like belly to belly, virtually, of course. Uh, I'm in the weeds with you. I'm meeting with you every week, and this is extremely accessible program. It's $3,000. Listen, it's not a other business coaches. Listen, I'm not trying to compete on price, but I am. First of all, it's a founder rate, right? So and especially in this economy, in this realm, I would like to be an option for therapists that one can actually create this can be a resource that can be very personable to you specifically, and also does it break the bank? Because listen, I'm all about ultra high ticket. I'm all about charging your worth, but also I am very passionate about this work. And because I'm running multiple projects, multiple businesses, multiple things, I can afford to offer founder rate for therapists specifically at $3,000. And with Klarna as an option, if you need payment plan, that is absolutely available. All you need to do, just message me, or if you have a question about private practice or what we talked about, also message me. I would like to start a conversation with you because this is essential. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for being here and join for my next live stream because it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be I'm going to really get deep on the business side. So today we're talking about the decision, are you a self-employed or a business owner? And if you're a business owner, you have to create asset. An asset has nothing to do with your self-worth. Your asset can be destroyed at any moment. It doesn't mean that your self-worth should be destroyed with the asset. Businesses open and close, and if you're going through a tough time, it doesn't mean that you're a bad physician. It just simply means you need support in your business. And if things are going really well in your business and you would like to have expansion, again, it means that you should focus on that decision. What do you want the next step to be? Are you actually creating an asset when you are in the season of flow? So, and this is it for today. Thank you for watching and listening, and I'll see you next time.